Hello creation, hope you're well. I've not written anything, but I did have a very relevant dream to for myself last night, and I'm gonna tell you about that dream and offer up a possible interpretation for it based on my perspective. Yeah. So I was at this. I was in this building, and there was a big room, and there were lots of different. As I understand them now, lots of different fractals of self, lots of different parts of self, possibly from lives that I've lived. There were many of them, there were lots of them, ranging from toddlers wandering about up to, old, from the very loving, hugging, to the not so tactile, from the introvert to the extrovert, male, female, and as I understand these were all fractal aspects of self, as it were. Now, in this gathering of how's best to describe it? In this gathering of these aspects of self, were they aspects of self? I don't know that there were aspects of self. I think there probably were, actually. Each represented a different aspect of self. Yeah, that's a good way of trying to explain it, I suppose. And there was this gathering, and there was a wrestling match that was going off on this big mat. That was pretty much all feminine, was the wrestling match. There was children wandering about on the mat, just we're just getting in the way of the whatever was being wrestled over, as it were. And there were a couple of unfriendly aspects of self that were not in the room, but were there trying to cause disruption to the collective, to the collective. The collective had all come together, with the exception of two. So I went looking for these two. One was a young man who was wearing a bandana, who had a moustache, which I've been that part in this life, I've taken on those traits, as it were, in this life at a particular point. And him and another one, who I can't quite recall, were, and I did have names for them as well, but I can't remember those names now either. But they were there to disrupt, and they didn't want the unification of all aspects of soul. They didn't want the integration. They didn't want to be integrated into that oneness. You know, this is all about healing. This is very deep psychological for me, and it's all about healing. And I think it was a great breakthrough last night, because I went looking for these two splinter parts of the soul, if you like. Anyway, I managed to find them, and I managed to get all in one room together. And there was a very emotional, there were quite a number who were very emotional. There were some who were, like I say, not tactile, who folded their arms, which is very defensive, as we know, isn't it? When one aspect went to hug, it just like tensed up, you know. Didn't want that emotion, but was willing, as I understand it, this is my interpretation, as I understand it, was willing to attend, even because it knew it was the right thing to do, even though it felt a little bit uncomfortable and didn't want to deal with that emotion, or the emotion of the other aspects who were showing emotion towards it. There was a lot of relief, as it were, among all who were gathered in that room. In the circle, they were now in a big circle, going from one to another, making peace with each other. And even those who were there, who I had to go looking for, accepted that it was time for us all to come together. And when I woke up this morning, I couldn't tell you how much peace I had. I couldn't tell you how complete I felt this morning. Yeah, it was not just a relief for it was a, it's been hard work. It's been hard work putting the pieces back together. It's been very hard work putting the pieces back together and healing a bloodline and clearing blockages. It's and it's the relief that it all seemed to come together to complete, so that the cycle can be finished and we can move on to the next cycle now. Anyway, I wanted to explain that to you. I've only got sort of 30 seconds left of this video. So if you are out there and you are working through, don't ever give in. It's all a journey, and it's all a journey back to oneness, and it's learning about yourself. So, and sometimes we have to go in search and reintegrate those parts which have gone into hiding through trauma. That's it. Wherever you are, be the love, and you will rebuild yourself. Take care.